that mean? Are we live?
Yep, we're live. We're live, boys. We're live.
Charleston, Bigsby.
Your password.
You just say your password out loud, bro?
Are we live?
Oh, we're live, boys.
Dude, what did I mean? Are we live?
Oh, we're live. We're live. Oh,
We're
shit.
live, boys.
Okay,
We're
hear
live.
myself. Okay. Never mind. We're good now. Hello, hello. Gonna finish.
I have a verification code, everybody. Hold on.
We made it. We made it. We made it.
Just do my phone number. Let's go. Email didn't work. Don't know what email it's on.
Yo, shout out. This is 91287. Let's fucking go. All right. I did have like some intro music, but I accidentally closed it. We live, baby.
So listen, Ryan.
All right.
I'm
All
playing
right.
Jimmy G this week.
You're not
Projected
playing
19. Let's go. I have no idea who I'm playing.
Okay.
E. Hinton. I don't know who that is.
My friend Eric. Shout out Eric.
Got Eric. All right.
Carson. Oh no, that's the one I just played. It hasn't advanced yet. Week 3. Play
All right,
Tony.
boys, you guys ready to do the damn thing?
Yeah.
Do the damn thing.
Week
Do the dance.
3, kind of, but kind of week 2. Recapping week 2.
Yeah, just call it like episode 2, week 3, NFL. You know. All right, so
right.
we're gonna do this. Starting now. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode, second episode of Quick Slants Football Show. I again am your host, Devin. I got my boy. Hello. We got my boy Ben. That said hello. And then over here to my other side, we got Ryan.
How's it going?
Pretty good, boys. Pretty good. How's your guys'
right?
weekend, man? Yeah, you sound good, bro. Sound good. How's everyone's weekend?
I had to work.
Did it work?
Yeah.
Did you get to watch any football?
I watched a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Watched some college. That Michigan game.
College
It was
football.
just kind of a blowout.
College football was okay this week. Obviously, we're more of an NFL centric show here, but a lot of these guys are gonna be coming to the NFL pretty soon. But I thought there's some good games. I'm more waiting for later on, where we actually get some like good matchups. I'm a big Michigan fan, and like watching them blow out UConn just doesn't do that for me. So
It's good to know that they can. I'm gonna tell you, like, I remember watching when they couldn't compete. They had,
Yep.
What was that guy? He was number 5, white guy.
Tate Forcier.
Tate Forcier. May the Forcier be with you. Yeah, that guy. There's some dark times, man.
That guy was a dog.
Like, they're
bro.
ranked 4th in the country, and I feel like they deserve it. Like, they have some like dogs on their team, and like I actually think that they can compete. I think they're better than last year.
True. But like I said, thank you guys for tuning in to another episode here. Obviously, we're gonna kind of start with breaking down week 2. A lot of good games this week, and then we'll obviously kind of preview week 3, and then kind of go from there. So first of all, I kind of want to start here. Monday Night Football last night was kind of not really a banger, was more of a sleeper. Did you guys happen to watch any of those games? Either one? We had Tennessee at Buffalo and Minnesota at Philadelphia. Ryan, you watch any of them?
Yeah, so I watched pretty much all of both games. I didn't watch like the last probably 10 minutes of I don't even know if you want to call that a game, the Buffalo game. But it got to a point where like it was like Malik Willis versus I don't even remember who that Case Keenum, I think.
Is it Case Keenum?
I think so. But
good for him. You know what? Good for him.
Diggs? Yeah, Diggs popped off, bro.
Yeah, I did have Diggs. I still lost in fantasy, but I did have Diggs, and that was cool to watch. But I was playing against Josh Allen, so it was like
double-edged sword type thing.
Yeah. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, I do think obviously kind of quick results here for anybody that doesn't know. Like I said, Tennessee at Buffalo. Buffalo ended up taking that 41-7. So bit of a blowout there. And then the Minnesota at Philly game, I believe, ended 24-7. Philly won that. The both
I didn't
games,
watch any of that game.
I was kind of flipping back and forth, and both broadcasts were doing a pretty good job of chiming in and showing like a picture-in-picture. So I kind of felt like I knew what was happening in both games, no matter which game I was watching. Ryan, do you kind of agree with that?
Yeah, the problem, I think that I really liked the format, but I felt like it sucked that the Buffalo game was pretty much over. Yeah, like if that was a close game, that would have been pretty cool because you'd like been watching the Philly game, and then you'd see kind of the highlights from the other game, or vice versa. But it was like at halftime, it was shocked.
It was over, bro. It was over.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I think it was over before the game even started, which is surprising because Tennessee was so good last year. They won AFC. So
yeah, but they lost their best player because they just got rid of
traded their best player. Yeah.
Who's that? Who's that?
AJ Brown. He played last night too.
AJ Brown, yeah.
Okay. Just for clarification for everybody.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
But yeah, I do agree. I do think that Philly game, I did watch that a little bit more. Minnesota did show some life towards the end of that game, I thought, or at the end of the half, the first half. But they just came out flat second half and just didn't compete. I mean, really, I guess kind of my first question, do you guys like the doubleheader format? Did you like having 2 games for Monday night, or do you like that one game? I believe they said it was one less 1 o'clock game, which is kind of cool because, like, I mean, how many games can you really watch at 1 o'clock? You know, you guys like the doubleheader format? Ben, what do you think about that?
I don't like it. I think it was weird. I wanted to watch the Eagles game.
Yeah,
and it was like at a weird time, and I just watched like half of the first one, and then I got kind of bored, and then didn't watch the Eagles game.
That's fair.
Kind of a bummer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, like the 2 Monday night crews is an odd thing. I feel bad for the first guys. Are they going to do that all year?
No.
Is it like a thing?
No.
Okay. Yeah,
I think they were like maybe testing it like this week, maybe.
Yeah, the Dan Orlovsky team. It's just.
Bro, did you?
It was Brian Gracie last season, right?
Bro, did you guys see the clip of when they're I think it was Dan Orlovsky, bro. There was like a sneeze and a fart or something like that.
Yeah.
Dude, I was dying, bro. I was dying, bro. When I thought Dan Orlovsky farted in the booth on a live mic, I'd literally lost it.
What's that, worse, or didn't he run into the back of the end zone? Is that worse?
That's pretty shitty too.
Yeah, 0-16 Lions.
Both are kind of shitty.
Right to the back of the end zone.
Man, all Lions fans remember that. Shout out Lions, by the way. Right there. But
possible to forget.
Oh, that was
people don't forget, Dan.
God dang. He was like, that was the 3rd grade. You don't forget, Dan. But okay, so another topic kind of from those Monday night games that I wanted to kind of ask you guys. If you're a Titans fan, okay, I watched both games, week 1, week 2, kind of been looking at some advanced stats here. I personally think Titans are in shambles right now. Absolute shambles. If I'm a Titans fan right now, I am panicked. Brian, what do you think with that? You agree? You think if you're a Titans fan, are you freaking out, or are you kind of chilling right now?
I mean, I'm freaking out because we lost both games. It's like, it's kind of a situation where...
I feel like you lost both games and you kind of looked bad.
Yeah, I mean, you lose to the Giants, you're like, okay, like the Giants are kind of trash, so that's not good. But then you get blown out by the Bills, so it's like, okay, but they're the Bills. So I feel like next week we'll for sure know. I'm not sure. Let me see who they play next week, but I'm probably panicked. Honestly, this seems like a good time for them to just shut it down and maybe rebuild. not
shut
like
it down.
Week 3, but I could see them moving on from Tannehill and.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know what they're going to do with Derrick Henry. I mean, hopefully he gets to go to a team that can win. Maybe he goes to like a contender.
I will say, Ben, I'll let you spit here in a second, but I will say, shout out Michigan again. Hassan Haskins is looking okay with Tennessee, though. Shout out Michigan, man, would never guess that he would be like a okay running back in the NFL, Especially on a team with... I don't know, man. I watched a lot of Michigan games. Like, he was good, but like I never thought he was like I don't
Good
know.
enough. Yeah, I
Yeah.
gotcha. Yeah, but that's like shit. What was his name? Yeldon. No, Yeldon went to Alabama. That was one of the guys. Who was the guy who won the Super Bowl last year? Evans.
Chris Evans
Chris
from
Evans.
Michigan
Yeah, I never thought he would have made it to the league, and then he did, and then he won a Super Bowl as a backup
with the
but he's still-
Bengals.
yeah,
Yeah,
They
played
lost
never
the
would've
Super
thought.
Bowl.
Yeah,
He, like-
yeah.
he like was
played
a
in
guy
them,
who'd get like 5 or 6 touches a game and was like okay.
he's more of like a
And then he
like
just-
he had some like catches out of the backfield too. He's more of like a
Yeah.
receiving guy too.
Almost like Kamara when he played at where'd he go, like Tennessee or something? And he
Tennessee.
didn't even touch the ball a ton.
Yep.
He was just kind of like get like 10 touches a game kind of guy.
But he made a lot of value with those 10 touches. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like when he has the ball, your eyes draw and you're like, holy shit, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that's how he is, you know. But I do agree. Ben, what do you think? Titans fan, you freaking out, or you kind of chill
Well,
right now?
as a person who has Ryan Tannehill on his fantasy team, and has for a long time. I mean, it's unfortunately I think it's time. I wanted Malik. I wanted to draft him, but I couldn't get him. So I think that they don't trade Derrick Henry and Malik Willis starts at least next couple of weeks. If they don't win next week, Malik's probably gonna start for the rest of the season
Ryan, do you
yeah,
have it up?
until
Who
he,
do they play
until he
next
blows
week?
it.
So I was gonna actually ask you guys. So they play the Raiders, also 0-2.
Oh,
Are you
wow.
They're
feeling
losing.
better?
They're losing to the Raiders.
Yo, that's a big
100%.
matchup. Honestly, week 3.
One of those teams is probably
That's a big
done for.
matchup, honestly.
Yeah.
One of
No,
those
the Raiders are winning that for sure because they're going to be mad. They're a decent team, and Titans aren't. If you can stop the run, like that's all it takes. That's
Yeah.
it. And like if you don't have like a quarterback that can like make the play action work, I mean Tannehill can, but his arm isn't. I don't know.
Remember you used
Like I
to
said,
play
he's on my
wide.
fantasy
Dude,
team.
I remember watching the A&M games, Texas A&M games, and watching him and remember him playing wide receiver.
Yeah, he played wide receiver.
And like I remember like
he's athletic for sure.
like
but-
seeing him play wide receiver and then
10
like
years ago.
yeah.
Like,
And then
that's
like
the thing.
he played quarterback and then I was like, "Oh, well he's all right, but he's not going to go to the NFL." And like he kind of obviously like was like meh with Miami and yada yada. And he had a good year obviously last year with the Titans. I mean, you can't argue with that. But I do think starting 0-2 and like you mentioned earlier, Ryan, beating the Giants, I know that was kind of a close game. You lost at the end type thing, but I don't know. I kind of think it's the Giants. And then Buffalo, I don't expect you to beat Buffalo, but don't get blown out 41-7, bro.
Yeah, you gotta play better defense than that. You can't let one guy catch 12 passes. You just
No.
can't. That doesn't even make sense.
No.
Did you guys watch Malik's drive by chance? Did you see
No.
any of that?
I did.
He had this. Okay, so you saw the read option. He takes it, makes the perfect read, and then runs in. I think Malik will be fine if he ends up playing. But
Yeah.
he runs into his own lineman.
He
and
ran
fumbles.
right
I'm
into
like,
him.
No, dude, come
The butt
on.
fumble, yeah. That's a shame.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then the ball goes flying, of course.
Yeah.
But that's
So
just, he doesn't play a lot with the
I
ones.
think that's
and,
what they
like,
said. They were like,
it's just
he
not.
he hasn't been out there.
yeah, I agree. But kicking over to the other Monday night game, I do want a quick hit on that. Again, Philadelphia Eagles beat Minnesota Vikings 24-7. What do you guys think? What?
Continue.
You okay? Oh, dude, you got a piece of film on the camera. Hell yeah, bro.
Nice.
Clarity. All right, so we got, like I said,
Didn't make it.
Philadelphia. Kirk Cousins throwing 3 picks. That's the first thing I'm going to say. Okay.
How many to Slay? 2, right?
2 to Darius Slay. And obviously, we're Lions fans. I do love Darius Slay still, bro. Dude's a dog. He can ball.
He is.
He can ball.
He should be on our fucking team. There's
He
no
should
reason
be.
he shouldn't be. There's literally no fucking reason.
If he played, both Diggs and Slay, if it was a different time period and it was like now, they would love to play for Dan Campbell.
Yeah.
They only left because of Matt Patricia. 100%.
That's a piece of shit.
Crazy. All
Turned
right.
out poorly, didn't it?
Oh yeah, big poorly. But yeah, so anyway, Kirk Cousins throwing 3 picks. Minnesota pretty much looking flat as fuck. Dalvin Cook, I don't think did that much. I don't have the stats right in front of me, but I don't know. I don't think he did that much personally. But on the kind of the other side of the ball there, Eagles looking pretty strong. NFC. What do you guys think? You guys think they're kind of early NFC championship contenders here? Ben, what do you think?
I think they could. I think that if they keep playing the same way, I think their defense is good enough, and I think that Hurts hasn't blown it yet. I think that they could. Yeah, I think their division's easy. I think they have a good path to it. The NFC's not that hard. I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah, I think so. It makes the Lions look a lot better. I'll tell you that.
For sure.
Yeah,
Go
Brian.
Lions.
Brian, do you kind of second that? You agree with that? You think the Eagles will be all right this year?
I think the Eagles would be good. I want to see them play someone. I mean, no offense to the Lions, but I want to see them against like Rams, or like one of the top. The NFC is so open though. Like you got the Rams, and then it's not like the Packers.
Tampa Bay.
Tampa, but like they scored like 9 points or 10 points last week against Saints. Like I don't know. It just seems like they're like kind of in shambles, but they'll pull it together. But I think it's kind of between them, Tampa, and the Rams, and then just a bunch of other random teams.
That's what I'm saying. There's like a shot.
Yeah.
True.
I think they're good. I think they got, Hurts. It's gonna. Hopefully, it's not one of those things where defenses start to kind of catch on to what's going on. I could see that happening, but
that was literally going to be my point. I think don't get me wrong. I think Jalen Hurts is a good QB. I'll give him good. I don't know about great. We still gotta see, but he's playing well, right? I just don't know how long that takes you before, like you said, defenses start like just throwing a spy on them, keeping them in check, and you kind of lock up and you force them to make plays. I mean, Minnesota let off a couple big plays last game that I thought kind of hurt them. But I think if you play disciplined ball and you keep Jalen Hurts in check, you're probably winning that game.
Yeah.
Obviously, you got to stop A.J. Brown, which is kind of a hard.
But that's also keeping Hurts in check.
True.
I mean,
if you think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
True.
He makes mistakes. He had a interception. I mean, it seemed like they made a couple turnovers, so I guess we'll see.
I mean, Saban's not usually wrong. That's all I'm saying. You got benched for a reason. Never forget.
Wait, who?
Jalen Hurts.
He got
benched in the national title game for Tua. Tua came out and threw like 3 TDs. Is
that real? That happened?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then Jalen Hurts transferred. He transferred to Oklahoma.
Yeah. Okay.
One and done at Oklahoma, and
I remember his Oklahoma year, and he was obviously like really good.
They had that run where they had like Baker, Kyler, and then Hurts. So it was weird. But.
True. And for everybody kind of listening here, we're talking a little college football. We have discussed here about like maybe incorporating kind of on an offshoot, college football edition, or maybe we'll do like college football specific episodes. But I'd love to, come on and talk maybe like Saturday morning for the games, a little bit about college football too. So expect that in the upcoming week for sure. But going back to the NFL, one of the things, Ryan, I heard you kind of mention one of your 3 teams that you kind of favor in the NFC, kind of talking about more week 2 results here, kind of moving off from just specifically the Monday night games. Atlanta versus the Rams, kind of a close game score-wise. You guys watch that game at all? You guys thinking kind of get blown up by Buffalo, tough game against the Falcons? What do you guys think? Should the Rams kind of blow those guys out, or kind of NFL and that's how it goes? Brian, what do you think about that?
I mean, Stafford had 2 picks. I didn't see a ton of the game. I don't know if they were all his fault.
2 picks, and they both were kind of sloppy, for sure.
Okay. Yeah, so I think they're going to have an issue. I think their running game's kind of weak. I mean, Henderson and Akers, I feel like are just kind of guys.
Yeah, what's going on with that?
I don't know. 15 carries for Akers. He had 44 yards. 10 carries for Henderson, 47. I guess that's not terrible, but it's just, I don't know. I feel like the good teams they get up and then they can run the ball and they're just getting up and then they still have to throw the ball. And it's like, you're going to make mistakes if you're throwing the ball a ton. But
What do you think, Ben? You think the Rams should I'm in the chat said Detroit Rams. LOL. LOL.
Yeah,
But
that's
Ben,
my
sure.
thing. It's like I was trying to say it's like he's spreading around a little bit better, but he's been just throwing a Cooper Cup again. It's just
Yeah,
the same thing again.
100%.
Yeah,
And he's
just
Robinson's
chucking
had
it
4
to him.
catches, but
I think he's like falling back into his
But the first game he had what,
ways.
11?
Yeah, and he just
Cooper, right? I don't know.
like when he gets cocky with one receiver, he throws more picks. We saw it in Detroit. It is Matthew Stafford. That's what he is.
yeah, he's gonna force it to his 1 for sure.
I like the coach has to like tell him what to do.
But I
Like, you
will
literally
say,
have to like make sure he knows.
yeah, I will say to the Rams' credit, I will give them a little bit of credit here. I did watch like kind of little like not game tape, but just kind of like a little bit of footage from that game. A lot of those fourth quarter points, man, were pretty garbage points. Like if I'm a Falcons fan, I'm not taking that as a moral win. Like, oh, we only lost by fucking 4 to the fucking the Rams. Like, I don't know,
Super Bowl
man.
champions, yeah.
Yeah,
I
but I
don't
mean,
know.
like, what is garbage points?
Like,
I mean, the
you're-
Dolphins were down.
They're just playing like prevent at the end of the
35.
game.
bro, it was like
15.
21-3 at halftime, bro. It was like, I mean, I know
Yeah, the
that's not-
Dolphins Ravens game. That's what I'm saying. All those.
Okay.
games. The
All
Jets
right.
came back. Like,
Okay, so that is, I have that next. So a little preview here, Dolphins, Ravens, but let's close in. So like close up this game here. Rams were not too panicked. I mean, they played okay, not too worried. Everybody kind of agree with that.
yeah, I wouldn't be too worried now.
Okay. Dolphins, Ravens game though. Ryan, I know you were going through with that game because you were messaging our group chat quite a bit.
Yeah, I bet on the Dolphins, and
Yeah.
I was stressed throughout.
And for anybody that was here
I was upset.
for episode 1, Ben kind of planted his flag in the Dolphins camp a little bit week 1.
In the blowhole.
And Ryan decided to kind of go with the flow and was like, you know what? Dolphins, fins up, baby. And just threw the house on fucking the Dolphins game, you know?
Not the house.
Oh, it's still there. So you won, right?
Yeah, I actually did win that bet.
But,
What was the bet?
I think it was Dolphins, and then there was another game that I bet on. I don't even remember what the other game was, but I only did a 2-game parlay. I don't know why.
It was
think
one of the
like
bets
midnight.
I thought it was one of the bets you called last week, right? Didn't you put like something like I put my money where my mouth is or something? Was that
No,
the
it
same
wasn't
parlay?
that one.
Okay.
No, I lost
Okay.
that one.
Okay.
That was my own parlay. That was my own bet.
Just wanted to be clear on that.
Yeah, actually, both my games that I called. We'll get into it later, but they're both
True.
wrong.
True. But for anybody that doesn't know, Dolphins upset ? The Rams 42-38. At the Rams Ravens, sorry.
Yeah, not the Rams.
Yep, sorry. Ravens
Birds.
at Baltimore, by the way. Kind of a big win. They were down. Anybody have the exact how much they were down by?
30,
It was kind of it was a big spread, 31-14 or something.
31-14, yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause I remember
31-14.
seeing the touchdown that got them to 21.
Yep. I think around that time is when you messaged the group chat and said like Ben, you screwed me or something.
Yeah, true.
I saw a replay. And I was
Ben
like,
and I
"Oh,
were
no, this game's
talking.
over."
Ben and I were talking in Discord while you were messaging, and then like as that happened, I like checked the score because I didn't watch. We had a different game on. I checked the score and I was like, "What the fuck is happening?"
Yeah, that game.
I ran
went
through
wild.
5 touchdowns, right?
Crazy, bro.
6.
Six touchdowns, bro.
Hell yeah, I did.
Did that tie the
I
franchise
told you
record?
too.
Was that?
I think it did tie. I don't
Yeah, I
know if
think
it
it was-
beat it or not, but
I think I read it tied the franchise record, which is pretty nutty. Tua
I told
making.
you 2 is the fucking future, bro.
I mean,
Ledger's
okay.
got it all day long.
So one of my bullet points here was Ben right? Was Ben right
Yes.
on Miami?
that
You
He
know?
wasn't
yeah,
right about the defense.
He was right this week for sure.
That's what I'm saying. He's right this week. The NFL's a long season, bro. And I obviously know we have to talk about topics and kind of pick your sides a little bit here, but I just personally don't know, like, long term, like, if Miami's going to be good. But here's the thing. And coming from a Lions fan, we had 1 year I forgot which exactly year that was, but I remember each week I was like, we're not there yet. It's only week 6. It's only week 7. It's only week 13. It's only week 17. And for us, we made the playoffs. And for me, like each week I was like, this is like, it's going to be close. And that's kind of how I feel with the Dolphins right now. Like, it can be week 6 and it's like, that's not enough. And then at the end of the season, we're going to be like, holy shit, the Dolphins have 11 wins. You guys agree with that take?
Yeah.
I think we'll know a lot next week when they play Buffalo.
That'll be the big.
Yeah,
that'll be
they
the big
beat
test.
Buffalo. I'll come in here. I'll wear a shirt
that's
that says
in Miami, though, right?
I'm not playing Tua this week. I'm just going to say that out loud.
I think it is in Miami, yes.
I read a stat, and I wish I had it. I should start saving those. I'll start doing that in the future, everybody. But I read a stat, something along the lines of, like, Miami in September, it's like the Dolphins' all-time win percentage in September is, like, I don't know, 68% or something like that. All time, and then the rest of the months it's like not that, it's like 40, you know. Like September in Miami, they say it's just tough to play in. So I think if Buffalo's going in there, that's tough. Someone in the chat said Finn's Bills going to be a hell of a game. I do agree with that. I think that's going to be a good one, kind of a key one to look at for week 3.
Yeah.
What do you think, Ben? I mean, what's up? You think they're going to smoke the Bills? Is that what you're saying right now?
No, I'm not playing Tua. No, I'm afraid. I think that it's going to be a smack in the mouth.
Okay, hold on. So your Finns can't, but when they play a real team, you're out though.
Look, it's early in the season. They're going to play them twice this season.
When I say real team, I don't mean any slight to Baltimore.
I think that the Bills are hot right now, and I don't think the Dolphins are the ones that are going to knock them off the streak. They'll play a better team, and then the Bills will get humbled and lose a game or two and have a normal season, but it won't be this week.
Okay, kind of on that note, I do want to switch quick gears here. I do want to talk about a kind of a popular team in that region, I guess. Giants, New York fucking Football Giants, starting 2-0. I don't know what year was the last year they started 2-0, but it's got to have been a while, right?
I feel like even the years they were good.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I feel like they never started off 2-0. They were like always like, barely over 500 when they were even good. I don't remember the last time they were like good.
Yeah, I mean they don't look
like they're good. I don't think they're good, by the way.
Yeah, I was about to say they don't look like good right now, but they're looking solid, bro.
A dead clock is right twice a day or whatever.
Oh, come on, dude.
That's their 2 wins. Great job. They played like bottom 5 teams in the NFL. 2 of them.
A lot of people will do like pretenders or contenders. I definitely would say they're pretenders.
Okay, but I will say, so week 1, they beat the Jets. Oh, wait, no, they beat the Titans, sorry. Right? By the 1 point at the end.
Yeah, and then they beat the Panthers by 3, right?
The Panthers by 3. Okay. What do you guys think about the Panthers? Kind of leading into that. Do you think Panthers 0-2, Baker Mayfield? You kind of shaky? You guys looking like alternate pass here? Like what? How do you guys feel like the Panthers are doing right now?
I think they're firing their coach.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know if he lasts the season.
They got to beat the Saints. Like they don't beat the Saints. I feel like, and the Saints are 1-1. I mean, who knows? But I feel like they got to beat the Saints. Baker's got to be.
They got to get some juice in there, and I don't know.
I like their team, but I want Baker to succeed. I don't know how you guys feel about Baker.
He's got to play in the spread. I mean, so many teams run it, and like these guys that are trying to run this different. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, I will say
throw and figure it out.
I will say. So this last game against the Panthers here, Christian McCaffrey did run the ball for 100 plus yards. It was only like 102 yards, no touchdowns, nothing like that. But I mean, Christian McCaffrey's looking okay. I mean, Baker Mayfield 145 yards total though, like 29 attempts too, only 14 completions. Like one, if you're gonna run that like dink and dive type offense, you got to complete the ball, bro. You got to be able to throw the ball short and have your guys catch. I mean, I'm looking at their stats here. Christian McCaffrey led the team with receptions with 4. Robbie Anderson, 3. DJ Moore 3. Steven Sullivan 1. Ian Thomas 1. I mean, if you're gonna spread the ball out like that, you gotta complete more balls, man.
Yeah, but that short passes, man.
I mean, it's short passes, and it will work if you complete a fucking ball.
Yeah, that game wasn't. I mean, I think Chuba had a fumble, and like Robbie Anderson had a fumble. It's like I watched that game, and I'm like, dude, Baker didn't win the game, but I don't think he lost the game. But you got to be able to just go beat the Giants. Like it's not. I don't know. You're gonna see Cooper Rush beat the Giants in week 3, and you're gonna be like, okay, Baker.
Yeah, that's a shame. Yeah,
that's fair.
Didn't he got a big contract, right? They can't get rid of him.
Baker?
Yeah.
I don't know, actually. I mean, I think he got a big contract with the Browns, and that they took.
Yeah, I think there's only like 2 years left on it, though, right?
Yeah,
I think it's this year and one more year, maybe. Somebody can fact check me on that if they want, but. Kind of moving on to a different game here, another team. Ben, you touched on them a little bit, so I'm going to kick it to you kind of early here. But Las Vegas Raiders starting 0-2. Okay, I personally had a lot of expectations for this team early. I put a lot of money first couple weeks on the Raiders, and they let me down. It is what it is, but 0-2 and fairly looking sloppy. Ben, what do you think about the Raiders? I know you said earlier something about you're not too worried. You think they're a good team. You think they're going to turn it around?
I mean, this week for sure they're playing the Titans, and the Titans are terrible. So I would say they're probably going to figure it out.
Okay, they are playing the Titans, but we kind of talked about Titans have kind of something to play for here. Titans, Raiders. Both teams desperately need something to happen here. So you're taking the Raiders. You think they bounce back week 3 here?
Yeah. I think that. I don't know. I don't trust the Raiders because I don't trust the coach and I don't trust that Patriot way kind of thing. Every time a new coach goes there, like the Lions, it feels like a wrong fitting gear got shoved in. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Everything has to realign to it. That's kind of what it feels like. Like they have one of the best running backs in the league, and he's like not producing. It's like the team's not that much different. He's not any different. What's the difference? You know what I mean?
I will say, bro, I 100% agree with your take. I am not a Josh McDaniels fan. I'm just not.
Everybody rode the coattails of Tom Brady, and when he left, they weren't that good.
Yeah,
and it's just like too obvious that it might not work. I don't know. I feel bad for the Raiders fans, to be honest with you. But they'll win this week, I think. That's good.
Ryan, what do you think? You agree with that?
Yeah, I do. I think their offense is I mean, you guys watch the game. It's like he was forcing the ball to Adams, and it's like
hard.
It's not there. I bet on Adams, and I'm like, throw him the ball, and then I'm like, maybe you guys shouldn't throw him the ball. Actually, it seems like they got him covered, and it's like he just kept going there, and it's just kind of like the Cooper Kupp or the Calvin that we were talking about with Stafford. It seemed like they're forcing him the ball because they got him, and it's like throw a ton of Renfro, throw it to Waller.
Or it's like they put a new offense in and the quarterback doesn't know it yet, and they're calling stuff, and he's going to his number one over and over again, which was Matthew Stafford. We had like 4 or 5 different offensive coordinators during his career, and probably 3 or 4 during Calvin Johnson's career. Just like you just go back to your safety net every time. He's trying to make it that because it used to be. It makes sense.
It's a big game week 3. Them against the Titans.
A big game. There's a couple big games this week, man. Honestly,
games for sure.
One other team that I do want to quick touch on that I'm kind of a little bit want to ask you guys if you're panicked about: Cincinnati Bengals. Another team that's kind of started out pretty slow. Obviously, they made it to the Super Bowl last year. We talked about it kind of a little bit earlier. A lot of weapons on offense. What do you guys think the problem is, Ryan? Do you think there's something like specific going on with the Bengals right now, or you think kind of buffs out over time?
I think it's just you hear about it every year, like the Super Bowl hangover. I think that they put so much into last year. I think week 1 kind of unlucky. You got to beat the Cowboys, though, as much as I love the Cowboys, and I want to think they're this great team. Like, they got a good defense, and I'm sure they're playing super hard because Dak's gone, and they want to still win. And, they want to win for Dak, and they want to win for Cooper Rush. And
on a quick side note, do you think Cooper Rush played okay, though? I thought he played okay.
Yeah. He did. He did, and I feel a little bit better. Like I said, I think they beat the Giants this week, and I think.
Wow, really?
I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, we just talked about Giants starting 2-0, kind of hot. You think they beat Cowboys backup QB, or you think they lose to them? I mean,
yes, I think they do.
Yeah, I think.
Wow.
I think
Okay.
I think that the Dallas defense is better than people think. I think people. I mean, you got Diggs, you got Micah Parsons. It's just a good team, Lawrence. It's just a good team
overall. Yeah.
And it's Dak's all right, but it's like they don't have the receivers for Dak to throw anyway. So it's like just work the running game, give it to Tony Pollard, give it to Zeke, let Cooper throw a couple.
Yeah, just get creative with it,
Yeah, some 10-yard passes, easy throws, and just get going.
You guys know
you beat the Giants like that.
So. Yeah. You guys know I'm a big Zeke Elliott fan, and I know cute running backs, they get older, blah 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 blah. I think Zeke still has a lot in the tank, bro. I really do. And like, I don't know his exact carries, but I think he's had about close to 10 a game. Like, I mean, they're kind of giving him the ball. He's like around that 50-60 yard mark every game. I mean, I don't think like he's playing like that bad, but I feel like people are kind of sleeping on him, man. I don't know. You guys think like age in the NFL? Do you think that's like a overrated topic, or you think that's like actually kind of how it is? Like, you're 26-year-old.
No. Depends on the person.
Yeah, I was gonna say it depends on the player and the way they play.
Yeah.
Probably how they like handle themselves off the field too.
Yeah,
if you're working out, taking care of your body, recovering, that kind of shit. But I don't know, man. I don't think Zeke's like
TB12.
People put Zeke Elliott in this bucket like he's washed, bro. And I don't know. I feel like the disrespect is like too much for Zeke. Ryan, do you agree with me being a Cowboys fan, or am I just talking out my ass, bro?
When you watch the games and you see Tony Pollard catch a ball or get the ball in a handoff, he looks a hell of a lot faster and better than Zeke does.
He does.
And that's, I mean,
it's never been Zeke's like thing though, right?
I mean,
as it was
15 carries. He caught the ball a lot. I think last year, the year before, he had like quite a bit of catches, but at 15 carries for 53 yards, I mean, that's not great. That's not good. That's how you lose a game. And then Pollard came in, had 9 carries for 43 yards, 4 catches for 55 yards. It's like, just
it's about producing.
Not saying Zeke's washed.
See, my problem is like, and you know better than I do, because I don't I do watch a lot of Cowboys games because they're on national TV quite a bit, but you're like actual Cowboys fan here. But when I watch them, like, not to be that guy, but I feel like they run like very traditional plays with Zeke, and then they like save the shit for Pollard. Like Pollard had the big catch last week and got all the way down the field, and then they gave him the touchdown, and then like from there they get, you know what I'm saying? Like they just give Zeke to like line up and run, and everybody knows, and they stack the box, and it's like predictable when like Zeke's out there. And I feel like I feel like he would benefit from another team, dude. Honestly, I don't know which team could utilize that kind of running back, I guess, but I don't know. I guess my point is I think there's still some left in the tank. I think people are kind of like just throwing them out there. I don't know. But I don't know. But week 3. So we obviously touched on week 2 quite a bit here. I do want to move to week 3. Starting off with the game in 2 days from this time we're recording here. Thursday Night Football, Steelers versus the Browns. I saw people on Twitter memeing the fuck out of this, and I don't know why. I feel like It's like, oh, yeah, we go from, what was the Thursday night game last week?
Chiefs.
Chiefs and Chargers.
Oh yeah,
It's a good game.
That's a really good game. So people are memeing like, oh, we go from that to this. But I will say, I do like this matchup quite a bit. I'm a big fan of that gritty, especially like, you know, Detroit football, playing Green Bay, Bears, shit like that. I really like the AFC North. Grit, bro. Let's go, Dan Campbell. Anyway, so we got the Steelers taking on the Browns, both 1-1, playing Thursday Night Football. I guess I'll start off with just raw predictions. Ryan, who do you think off the rip takes this game?
The Browns. Sorry.
Really?
Yeah.
Any reason?
You guys probably don't agree. I don't know. I just feel like
you're feeling it.
Just gonna. Yeah, I just feel. I don't know. I feel
they are at the Browns.
Initially, I was gonna say the Steelers, and then I remembered they have Mitch Trubisky, and then I picked.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that, Ben?
They were doing Kenny chants in the stands.
Yeah, I was there. No, I wasn't, but I would have been chanting Kenny.
All I'm saying is he's playing by halftime because they're terrible.
They're 1-1, bro.
Browns are gonna wax that ass,
dude.
Okay, I'll be the against the grain guy here. I'm taking Steelers. I think the Steelers show up, bro. I don't know.
I think most people would agree with you.
Bro, something about Jacoby Brissett. When I see the Browns line up and I see Jacoby Brissett, I think, what the fuck happened?
If Watson's in there, are you taking the Browns?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
If Watson's playing instead, or
old Houston Texans Watson, yeah.
Yeah.
Assuming he's like what he
can throw the ball, so I mean they're gonna run it and he'll be fine, and then
do you guys have the
the
stats? How's Donovan People-Jones doing this year? Anything?
He had a good first week. He's on my bench. Last week I think he had not a whole lot.
I was curious how he was.
Yeah, he had nothing. He had one target last week. He had 11 targets week 1, 6 receptions, 60 yards, 12 points, and last week he had one target.
Wow, that's a game plan shift quite a bit, huh? Go from 11 targets to 1. Seems kind of drastic, honestly. But
yeah, that game got crazy the first week, so.
It's a bad game. Man.
So one of the things that I do want to touch on to your guys' kind of credit here with the Browns. Like I said, I'll just kind of take the Steelers for the fun of it here. But I do think the Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt combo at running back for Cleveland, honestly, probably one of the best running back duos in the league. Ryan, would you agree with that take? You think they're the best duo? Can you name a better duo?
I mean Swift and Williams. No, I'm kidding.
Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
Great.
Let's go.
Great.
But
go
yeah,
Craig
I think
Reynolds
that's a good
there,
duo.
Baby.
I think that'd be a trio. But I think Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon, probably another good one.
Sure.
Other than that, though, I mean they gotta be up there, right? I can't really think of anyone.
And what
crazy.
What do you think? You kind of agree with that? Can you think of a better duo? I mean, those guys are both pretty solid.
Maybe Melvin Gordon, Javonte Williams, but Melvin Gordon's kind of old.
That's what I was thinking, man. And you wouldn't think kind of Kareem Hunt would be in there, but he's been popping, bro. And Nick Chubb's been popping.
They like are really good. Like I feel like off each other. I feel like they balance each other out pretty good.
I think it's just because Kareem Hunt's so fucking good that it's just not a drop
true,
off and running the ball, and he can catch the ball. I mean, Chubb is really, really good at running the ball, and I think Kareem's very good at both things. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But it was what we were talking about earlier, though, is that it's people that can do different things with Zeke Elliott, right? When he's in there, you kind of know he's going to run between the tackles, or you might try a stretch play, but with Chubb and Kareem Hunt, you can run any formation with any run in both or pass, and both run backs can succeed in the same exact thing. You know?
Yeah. You can have them on the field at the same time too, which is really cool. I think you see that.
Yeah, that's the idea.
On some other teams too.
That's awesome, dude. Super fucking awesome. But so kind of switching to the Steelers, though, we did touch on it. You guys think Kenny Pickett should be starting for the Steelers? You think Mitch should give him a couple more weeks here?
I think they start him right away. Fuck it. Who cares? What do you have to lose?
Yeah.
I mean,
Fear of
Mitch isn't that
ruining
much
him, I
better.
would think, right? If he comes out,
He went to Pittsburgh. He plays in Pittsburgh. It is what it is. You're gonna have to play eventually.
I mean, you're
What
gonna
the
want to
fuck's the difference?
know how good he is to know if you actually need to draft a QB. Like they probably won't next year, but if you're gonna suck and you have a pick in the top like 5-10 picks, there's a lot of good QBs next year. So you want to know because you don't want to draft a QB and then Kenny Pickett plays over him anyway.
I think that he'll give them the juice that they need too. I mean, the reason that these guys don't get starting jobs as quarterbacks is because I don't think that they do it. You know what I mean? They don't like move the ball. They don't like make the right decisions. And I think that when you have a
Well,
guy that might be able to do that because he did that in college, I think that fuck it.
my
Better
problem
than
is
taking the easy route.
my problem is with like a lot of that, and you guys might agree with this or disagree. I feel like that take of like rookie QBs need time is like bullshit. We've seen year after year, we've all been watching football for 20 plus years. How many times does a QB come in and do well off the rip? I mean, that's players do that. Players, you get drafted and you start day one. Aiden Hutchinson starting day one. You know, all these people, you go back and Ben, we were going through the draft classes kind of the other day, the 2006 draft class with Goff and Wentz, right?
Yeah, 16 by the way.
Oh, 16, sorry, I'm getting old here. But so we're going through that, and you look at those players, all those players started. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like that time of like drafting somebody and giving them time, yeah, that applies to some players, but overall, you can have success year one. You guys agree with that, or?
I also think that like what quarterback that got thrown to the wolves that didn't succeed right away succeeded later?
Yeah, you're gonna want to know. You want to know. You saw,
And you know right away because it is what it is. It's like if you can drive a car or not. Like
Even
you don't
somebody
need to be
like
in
Tua
class
last
taking course.
year.
You got to put them in the car.
You got to see
do
those
it.
flashes, like Herbert, Burrow. You saw Tua. You saw
Yeah.
flashes.
You saw
Gotta put 'em in.
flashes. Yes.
Josh Freeman, when he played in Tampa Bay, he was terrible, and so you knew. You know what I'm saying? Like all these quarterbacks that when they're rookies that played that were bad, they're fucking Geno Smith, fucking bad. I'm sorry, Seattle.
Starting now.
It's true.
Like
I do want to give.
I mean, how many QBs are bad when they start and then they get great? Like that's generally not it.
But that, like Peyton Manning had like a bad rookie year and got better, but you could see it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, as long as you see
year,
those flashes and you see those throws and them do those things, it doesn't matter how many wins or losses.
Yeah,
I mean, it doesn't matter that.
Potentially he can evolve and 100%.
Yeah, like Kyler Murray. Our Cardinals have been terrible.
Yeah, what they did is they drafted Rosen, and they saw he was trash because they started him off the rip, and then they drafted Kyler because they're like, okay, we made a mistake. Let's not keep making this mistake, and let's just trade him.
That guy was so bad, bro. I called that from the beginning, just saying.
And he never fucking did it. He's been to like 4, 5, 6 different teams, and he's not any good. He just keeps getting cut. It is what it is, man. Like you either have it or you don't.
Bro, if you don't make like backup spots, like if you don't make like backup spots, like I'm trying to think of like who's some like career backups that are like semi
Chase Daniel. Like you can't beat out Chase Daniel. Like,
Case Keenum, I know he started for a little bit, but like I don't know. Sean Hill back in the day, Derek Anderson. You know, those guys can play ball. They're not starters, but they're not like Josh Rosen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
remember when Shea Patterson got drafted by the Michigan Panthers and then was terrible immediately? Never played again.
Dude, speaking of them, bro, shout out Jeff Fisher. He was the coach for us, man. I think that's like a 1-year thing. I think that's going to change each year. Like, I think next year it's going to be like different players, different
pool players again.
I think a different coach.
Interesting.
Dude, I do want to give a special shout out Grits in chat. Shout out Grits, one of the longtime homies stopping in to support. So thank you, Grits. Thank you.
Hello, Grits.
Hello. Grits. We all know Grits here. We love Grits.
I do like Grits. Grits are good, yeah. Cheesed grits, yeah.
Okay. So obviously
Trying to make a heart. Sorry.
All right. So obviously we touched a little bit on Thursday Night Football here. Let's do. I do want to kind of talk about a couple locks for the week, sports betting wise, and obviously we kind of go through that and fantasy players. We cover a lot of games upcoming, yada yada yada. So I do want to start off here. Locks of the week, sports betting / picks, yada yada. Miami versus Buffalo. Okay. I personally am taking Miami. They're getting 5.5 points here. Okay, boys. I do think Buffalo wins the game. Okay. But I do think Miami makes it close. I'm thinking 3-4 point loss. So give me Miami 5.5 points. I'll take that. Bet it all day. Ryan, what's you got a bet you're feeling here?
Yeah. Sorry, I might take yours, Ben.
Damn it.
Chiefs.
Nope.
Giving 6.5 to the Colts, who just lost by like 20 to the Jaguars.
Yeah.
You're taking the Colts?
No, I'm taking the Chiefs to cover.
Okay.
They're gonna blow them out. They're gonna. How is it only 6.5?
I agree with that. In the NFL, they're very like I've never seen like
This early. I think they're set tomorrow, by the way. So like the line changes a little bit.
It could change. I think that game might
change.
be at the Colts. Maybe that would make more sense. But it's.
I think the spread will get a little bit farther, but I still think they cover probably.
Yeah,
which is wild.
That one kind of blew me away. I was looking through and I was like, "Wait, this
shut
broken?"
out, man.
Like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe
Dude,
it'll be close.
I will say I did call that game. That was one of my locks last week. I took Jacksonville was getting 4.5, I believe, and I took Jacksonville with the points. I should have taken the money line, cash out. I knew Colts are overrated. Not even rated. They're not overrated because they're not even rated. Colts are just get out of here.
Bad.
Dude, Colts are. We talked about this a little bit last week. Colts fans are probably some of the worst fans on Twitter. I'm calling you out, Colts fans. Dude, I see them all the time, and it's like, dog, you guys aren't that good. Like, because you had a little bit of success, like some success with Peyton Manning, does not mean that you guys are the shit. And Johnny Unitas, bro, nobody gives a fuck. You know,
they had an enormous amount of success with Peyton Manning.
Okay, I mean,
We're pretty good with Andrew.
Are you one of those people I argue with on Twitter, Ben?
No.
I like looking. You got like a fucking a Dwight Freeney profile picture. I'm like, dog, he's not even on your team anymore.
Dallas Clark.
I have a Robert Porsche.
Dallas Clark, bro. Marvin Harrison. I'm like, what are you guys doing?
Go Colts, by the way.
Go Colts, by the way. Okay, so Ben, your lock.
Yeah,
you got your first lock for the week?
So I guess the first one would be Texans Bears.
Ooh, Texans Bears, good matchup, by the way. I
don't know which side you're picking.
Yeah, I've kind of flip flopped on this one.
I would take the points in a Texans loss. Like it would be a close game.
You know how many points?
I did. I don't know. I don't any longer.
I'm sure Ryan can pull it up fairly quickly. But you like Texans in this bet.
But I also would bet them to win. I would probably bet the plus 125 to win. Maybe bet under on the points, which is 40.5.
Wow.
Any of those bets would probably be good.
That's fair.
Because I like the Texans and I think the Bears aren't very good. And I think it will be a close game, but I think the Texans will win this game.
Texans favored by 2.5. Texans favored, by the way.
Favored.
They weren't on what I saw, so maybe it changed.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It looks like it.
It's a little bit tricky on Tuesday recording
I still
this
bet
with
the
the
Texans
lines,
to
but
win. I still bet it. Fuck it. You won't win as much, but still.
True. I do want to talk a tiny bit here about the Texans overall. Do you guys been obviously kind of being close to that camp here? You think how's the city feeling? They happy about their team? Are they depressed? No. Okay, they're a little bit. They're not feeling it.
Everybody threw the team away a couple years ago.
Really?
When they
Even with
traded
Mills
Hopkins,
and
and
Pierce,
then they were terrible, and then they got rid of JJ Watt, and then all the shit with Homeboy.
But I do feel like from the outside, like having people like Mills and Pierce, and you guys have a couple weapons here or there, and I say you guys, you're not in there, but but I do think that there's some things to be hopeful for, right?
I mean, personally, I know
You
that
got
it's
Nico
okay.
Collins. Nico
but-
Collins is balling out.
I think that their problem is like everybody's just kind of fed up with it. It's going to take a couple years. It's going to take a couple years and like a couple of big names.
Yeah, welcome to Detroit, buddy. You know what I'm saying?
That's usually what it does. They'll draft some stud or they'll sign some big free agent and everybody will get hyped about it. And,
That's fair.
it's usually how that goes down here. It's in cycles and everybody gets upset.
Like Deshaun Watson or something?
Yeah, like when that happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then it like died off and they were like the Arian Foster era like died off and there was like a couple years there and like JJ Watt
What a
appeared
beast,
and,
by the way.
Dude, were you
They
there
never
for
really
the
could,
Matt
like-
Schwab era, bro? Because that would have been lit.
Yeah, I was, yeah.
Dude,
God
that sounds
damn it,
great.
Oh, man. Good times. Good
But
times.
they like lost in the playoffs to the Bengals or they beat the Bengals. It was one of the two.
Tries the Bengals made the playoffs
Was
back
that
then.
against Andy Dalton?
Yeah, it was against Andy Dalton. It was like Bill
I
O'Brien's
think
like
they beat him.
first
What do
couple
they
of
call?
years.
What do
I
they
think
call
they
him?
beat
Like
him.
the Red River or something like that?
Red Rocket.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that anymore, but
Why?
I don't know. What's he doing these days?
Just you don't lose it, man.
He was on a team. I just saw him.
Plays
He's
for
warming
Bro, last time I saw him, he was on the Cowboys, bro.
On the Saints or something? I don't know.
yes, he plays for the Saints. That's exactly
Yeah, I
it.
thought Jameis got banged up and he was like warming up.
Yeah, he's a backup.
I'm surprised they don't throw Taysom Hill out
Yeah.
there. Speaking of Taysom Hill, I do want to throw it over to my next lock of the week. I got New Orleans Saints versus Carolina Panthers, right? A little bit different here. I'm going to go with over-under 40.5 points is what the over-under is currently as we're recording. I'm going to take the over, bro.
Okay.
I think I break it down. When I look at over-under, I think, okay, 40.5, that's 21-20. That's 41 points. Do I think each team can score at least 20-ish points? Yes. I do think that game becomes a little bit sloppy. Some turnovers, maybe a pick six here or there, maybe a punt return, something like that. I think that game gets over 40 points fairly easily. I'm taking the over that game. Okay. So,
All right.
Ben, because Ryan, you went first last time. Ben, you got a second game?
Can you give me the live numbers on the Falcons Seahawks?
Yeah.
So I'm not.
It was Bears 2.5. Sorry, by the way.
Oh, you were wrong. So I was okay. Good.
Yeah.
Makes more
Wait,
sense
so
then.
Texans are not giving points.
No, yeah, the Bears are.
Okay. We got that right. Good correction.
Nice.
I just don't want someone betting the house right now.
They're like throwing it all on the Texans.
Texans, man.
Probably should never do that ever, by the way.
Yeah. So the Hawks are favored 1.5. So it's pretty much.
Yeah. So I would bet the Falcons to win on this one. They're plus 105 or whatever it is that you see.
Yep.
But the punt's still 41.5.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So I way under. I'm guessing like under 30,
Wow.
man.
Really?
Like, I'm guessing a bad game.
I actually agree.
Two
Wow.
bad teams
Okay.
slapping each other in the face. You know, Seahawks defense is good. But Seahawks offense is terrible, and Mariota will get something going. I think.
Yeah,
that
I feel
they'll
like
win,
those
but-
games though is like those games are tricky for me because sometimes they're so bad that they score a bunch of points. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they're
Yeah.
so bad where they don't score against good teams, but when they play bad teams, they score a lot. So I never know how to bet those. So
I just think the Seahawks
like that.
defense is good enough that it'll
kind of buckle down a little bit.
yeah,
I agree.
kind of hold it.
Okay,
close.
I can see that. I can see that. Ryan, you got a second game?
Yeah. So I was actually going to do Buffalo, but you picked the opposite side. So we're not going to go with Buffalo. I'm going to take the Cowboys. That was my third game that I had.
Wow.
So Cowboys, they are favored.
They're favored against the Giants.
Let me double
Yeah.
check that. I think they're favored by 2.5.
Holy.
I just want to make sure it hasn't changed since I looked at it this morning. Yeah, 2.5 points.
Wow.
Actually, it changed. They changed it. So yeah, the Giants are favored now by 3.
Still bet the
I'm
Cowboys.
Yeah, I would bet the Cowboys for sure.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, it just updated too. 3.5. Bet the house. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Don't bet the house. I think the Cowboys are gonna win.
Yo,
Probably a close game.
what's the odds on that for Cowboys? Is it plus anything? Plus 165 or something? Plus 135? 130? Okay, yeah. I was thinking like 135 maybe. So
you could double your money if you bet on them. I mean, straight up. I think there's a couple of games you can kind of bet together. But I like that game just by itself.
And you're a Cowboys fan, so you kind of get double. Or if they lose and you lose money, then you're really upset. So
yeah, that's usually the case.
I'm from a Lions fan. I know your pain, brother. I know your pain.
Yeah.
So I do want to transition here, kind of a staple segment, kind of with our sports betting, but also with the fantasy football. I do want to add in kind of our locks for fantasy football, people that we think that maybe have a good matchup or have been performing well overall. So I'll kind of start here. I actually am going to go hometown Lions. Let's go, baby. Jared Goff at Minnesota. Okay. I know what you guys are thinking. Dude, you're a Lions fan. How can you pick Jared Goff? I will say Lions are tied for second most points per game through 2 weeks. Jared Goff has thrown 71 passing attempts. I don't know his completions offhand here, but has thrown 6 touchdowns, 1 interception. You have Amon-Ra St. Brown playing well. You have the run game working well. Banged up offensive line still working. I like Jared Goff going into Minnesota, having a good week, showing up. I'm predicting maybe 3 touchdowns this week.
Dude, how about my man Dan Skipper? Fucking tearing up in the locker room. Did you guys see that?
Skipper, bro. Nobody.
He got his ass cut, and then they brought him in because of the injuries.
He got cut on Hard Knocks, and Dan Campbell was literally crying when he cut Skipper, bro. And you know what? He brought him back. My man started at left guard, never played guard ever. Subbed in, played well. First play of the game, second play of the game, gave up a sack. After that, dominated. So shout out Dan Skipper. Nobody that's not a Lions fan, nobody fucking knows, but shout out Dan Skipper.
Jared Goff's your pick, all right?
Jared Goff's my pick. I think it's a good lock. If you got him this week and you're kind of feeling a little bit dicey, maybe play Jared Goff. Ryan, give me a fantasy lock.
Okay, so you're probably playing this guy if you have him, but you probably didn't draft him to start, so you might not be if you have like a crazy team. But Garrett Wilson, the wide receiver from the Jets.
Yep.
So
popped off,
week
bro.
week 1 he had like a solid game. He had 8 targets. He did all right. Last week, 14 targets, 8 catches, 102 yards, 2 touchdowns. He just went off. He's Joe Flacco. I mean, that's kind of too much, but I think they're going to have a pretty good game. They're going up against Cincinnati week 3.
I believe so. I do want to quick ask, how do you guys think the Jets have been doing this year? I actually kind of been surprised by them. They're not playing bad.
Joe Flacco has I saw over 100. He has the most in the league. Over 100 passing attempts or something crazy.
Chucking the ball, bro.
Yeah, I mean, he's been resting that arm for a long time. Is all I'm saying.
He's got some juice, dude. He's
got the cannon loaded up, bro.
Yeah, I mean, he threw it 44 times last week. Week 1, he threw it, I mean, quite a few times too. 59 times. No big deal. I haven't even thrown 59 times in the last 7 games of our Madden season combined. So,
because you're running the ball, you're trying to break a record.
Dude, 34 touchdowns. Elijah Mitchell.
How many do you have?
34. That's what I ended with.
You played your last game?
Yeah, he had 6 TDs.
Ben, you play your last game?
He had 6 TDs?
Yeah, I did. The last one was cheese, right? I CD running down the seam. I kind of went out of bounds at the one on purpose, trying to get it.
Just the farm. I didn't hit 2,000 yards rushing. For anybody, we did talk about it week 1. Maybe we'll stream the Super Bowl. That'd be kind of lit, especially if it's like player versus player. It'd be really cool.
No, both computers. Just stream that one.
That would be cool too. But we do have a Madden league with us 3. I'm the Patriots. Ryan's the 49ers, and Ben is the Houston Texans. We're all doing pretty well. How do you guys feel about turning up the difficulty? Is that too much already?
I think we should, yeah.
I feel like we're all just blowing people out.
I shouldn't be 15.
It feels really good.
I know, we've been, Ryan and I meme you so much, bro. I remember back in like NCAA football 11, you'd play on like the easiest difficulty, and
no one wouldn't play on the easiest difficulty,
Okay,
but I
would you
wouldn't play on
play
like
like
Heisman.
Come
Play
on, bro.
like all pro or whatever the fuck it was. All
I'm saying is it's not the be the best. You got to beat the best, bro.
Not to be the best, you just have to beat the computer, and it tells you at the end that you won the championship.
Yeah, but if you're winning, I get so checked out if I'm playing Madden or NCAA back in the day, and I go up 30-0 at halftime. I'm so checked out, bro.
We all got to play each other still.
Okay, but that doesn't have nothing to do with the difficulty.
We'll see.
About to get
We'll see if
difficult.
someone wins the Super Bowl, and we'll go from there.
That is fair. But we are entering the playoffs. I believe after this week, I think Ben's still got to play. We are entering the wild card. I believe Ben and Ryan both should have week one's bye. I should be playing my playoff game. Maybe I'll stream it on the channel.
You're playing the Bills.
You think
according
so?
To projections.
Okay, I will say, because I'm the Patriots, I beat them twice this year. Beat them 50-0 one game, and I just smoked them last week. Maybe 34-14. It was a pretty blowout game, but it is what it is. So back to football, fantasy football here. Ben, I believe, have you already said your fantasy lock?
No.
Ben,
No.
hit me with your fantasy lock.
My fantasy lock this week.
Your first one.
Let's see. Oh yeah, I guess you took that. So I guess it'd be Brandon Ayuk.
Okay.
Brandon Ayuk's the guy.
I almost threw Deebo Samuel in mine. I do think he might have a good week this week, but I do think Brandon Ayuk could have.
I think
a
that
good
Brandon
week.
Ayuk is going to get a lot more attention because of Jimmy G. And I think that he has a really big upside. I think he could catch a couple touchdowns, kind of a thing.
Do you guys
Because they're going to need Debo to run the ball.
Do you guys think the 49ers are better off now? Now that we know Trey Lance is out for the year. You think they're better off now?
Oh yeah.
Ryan, what do you think?
This year, yeah. If you have any piece on their team, you're probably happy. If you have Kittle, Ayuk, even Debo, you're probably happy.
And
Or if you're 49ers
Jimmy G is
fan.
probably the best backup in the league, right?
He's a starter. He shouldn't have been the backup.
And he only didn't. I mean, he just had that injury where they couldn't trade him. Kind of got screwed, and then all the teams got QBs.
Dude, I see like a scenario where like Minnesota moved on for Kirk Cousins, and then he goes to like Jimmy G goes to Minnesota or something. I feel like he'd fit in Minnesota so well.
You know where he'd really fit in? At
Jacksonville?
49ers.
Yeah, just stay.
It's fine. I like Trey, but it is what it is.
Just fucking stay, man. Why don't you?
I kind of almost think, obviously they drafted Malik Willis, but I do think like maybe Trey, like somehow he became available. That's the Titans. I feel like I'd try getting him or something. You seem to want to go in that direction.
Jimmy G or Trey?
Trey.
Okay. I mean, I think either of them would have been good there.
Yeah, what's the difference?
I mean, they only drafted Malik in like the third. I mean, who cares at that point? But
I don't know. I feel like they're kind of putting a little stock in him.
Yeah, but I know, because he's not that bad. I think that what's the difference between him and Trey?
I think Trey's got more upside personally.
I mean, he was drafted third overall.
He seems to be more well-rounded, established. Malik seems more raw. He played at Liberty. I don't know.
Hell yeah.
I don't know. God damn it, bro. Anyways,
Eagles?
I don't know what Liberty is.
I think they're Eagles.
Anyways, my second fantasy
Liberty
pick.
Bells? That'd be sick. Sorry.
Liberty Bell would be sick. That's a good one. But my second pick is kind of a sleeper here. Cordero Patterson. That's Ben's boy. When I wrote the name down, I wrote that down and I thought of Ben immediately. honestly, playing Seattle this week, like you guys kind of mentioned, I do think Seattle's kind of weak. He's had 32 rushing attempts through 2 games, which is a pretty good average. About 5 yards a carry right now. I think overall, he's probably the only bright side of that team besides Drake London. I guess Kyle Pitts too, but
yeah,
Kyle Pitts has had no fucking catches.
Yeah.
He's done nothing, but I do think he still has upside. But current year, Cordero Patterson's kind of the only person doing really anything. You guys kind of like that pick, or you guys not a big Cordero fan?
I'm kind of with Ben on that game being kind of low scoring, so that would kind of worry me, but I do like Cordero. So I think if they do score a touchdown or two, he probably has.
You think he still gets his plays, though? Even if it's low scoring?
They're going to have to run the ball. Yeah.
They're going to run the ball, and who knows, maybe they get down, and then they got to throw it to him. I mean,
it seems like one of those games where it's very random. Random guys will score, and I think he's the random guy that will score.
That's fair. Ryan?
Because I think they'll shut down their big wide receiver.
Drake London, yeah.
And Kyle Pitts. I think the Kyle Pitts will get shut down too. Because like I said, their defense is pretty good.
My problem with the tight end matchups, I feel like, obviously I know like not one for one, every defense matches a linebacker with a tight end. But I feel like overall, like your tight end, if you have a lethal one, should like expose those like mismatches, you know? Like,
well, it forces them to play a nickel, so it pulls the linebacker off the field and puts a smaller guy out there. That's why you have to run the ball. Like Kyle Pitts just being there, like literally, because you can't cover him with the linebacker. He's too fast. He's a wide receiver. Should play wide receiver.
Way too fast, yeah.
So just that alone allows you to run the ball.
That's what pisses me off as a Lions fan with Hawkinson, where it's like, okay, Hawkinson had a couple good games here or there, but like I feel like he's somebody that can expose linebackers, and I don't feel like we exploit that, you know?
Yeah, but we ran all over him. That's why. You know what I mean?
He's a good blocking tight end. I'll give him props on that.
Imagine if they bulked up to stop the run. I mean, he would be wide open all the time. Amon-Ra St. Brown was wide open the whole fucking time.
Wide open.
Yeah, so like it just is about the personnel, the mismatch. I think.
I will say heads up, if the Lions win this next week and we like look good, we're talking Lions a little bit. We're gonna do a full segment of Lions. I got you, bro. I got you.
Next show is gonna be from Ford Field if they win.
If they win, yeah. Anyways, Ryan, second pick. Who do you got fantasy lock? You got anybody special you've been looking at?
Yeah, so actually last week I went with Curtis Samuel. This week I'm going to go with his running mate. And you might be thinking, oh, you're going to go with Terry McLaurin. That's not really that crazy. Nope, Jahan Dotson. So you guys watched the game.
Yeah, of course.
He looked good. He's looked pretty good.
Scored a touchdown, right?
Yep. So he scored a touchdown. He had 2 touchdowns the first week. So I think they play the Eagles week 3. I think Slay's on Scary Terry. I think Curtis Samuel will have another good game, and then I think Dotson has a pretty good game. And you probably drafted him to not play, so he's probably on your bench if you have him in fantasy, and you can put him in. Then you can put him into your flex. You'll be all right. I think he's gonna probably have another touchdown. Honestly, unless Wentz just completely melts down against his old team, which is possible, but who knows?
True. I agree with that. Ben, you got a second lock?
Well, I would say it's a lock, but I'm not playing him. But it's Tony Pollard. I think that Tony Pollard is going to take the bulk of the share of everything. I think he's going to just become the starter over time.
That's fair.
I think that this week's matchup bodes well for that because their defense isn't that great because the Giants aren't that good, and I think he has a big game, especially with like a backup quarterback. Looking to pass the ball to running backs more, you know what I'm saying?
Dumping it off, trying to just escape routes and stuff. Like I think he has a big week this week. I like that.
Kareem Hunt, so I'm starting him. Sorry.
Honestly, Kareem Hunt might be even like a good pick. Like, I mean, if you came out and said Kareem Hunt this week, I wouldn't argue that because Chubb's obviously, quote unquote starter. But I mean, we talked about it earlier. I think that Chubb Hunt combo's kind of lethal. So definitely agree with that. One kind of final thing I do want to quick touch on here. Did you guys happen to see the Buccaneers for Saints game the last week? You guys watch that at all?
Yeah. They got the fight?
Dude, that fight, bro. I want to touch on that. That shit was kind of like, it wasn't anything crazy. It wasn't Cortland Finnegan versus Andre Johnson, if anybody remembers that scrap. But Mike Evans kind of, he gave Marshawn Lattimore kind of a shot. Ryan, what do you think about that fight? You think like Mike Evans was kind of like, I guess, justified, or you think that was kind of extreme? And I guess, do you think one game suspension is what he got for anybody that doesn't know for kind of that fight? But do you think that was overreaction?
Yeah, so I don't think it's overreaction. I do think if that was the first offense, he probably doesn't get a game based on what happened. But
True.
I do think because this literally already happened with the same two players.
Last year,
the exact same thing.
Literally last year.
It was a couple years ago because it was Winston and not.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's like the exact same thing, which is kind of funny because Winston's on the other side now, but. It was like, he's Mike Evans is like, it's Tom Brady. What do you want me to do?
He didn't say that. Like, he's like, what's up, bro?
It's Tom Brady.
I didn't see that.
It's like, I just thought that was kind of crazy. I mean, you don't see that a ton in NFL games.
I just thought it was funny because it started because Tom Brady was getting chippy with him, and he like pushed Tom Brady.
Yeah, and then that's why Mike comes flying in, and I love Mike Evans, but let's be real, dude, he gets owned by Lattimore. Like, I looked at some stats. I don't have them pulled up, but like he every time he plays against him, Lattimore's just got his. I don't know if he's got his number.
Probably why he wants to fight him every time, because by the end of the game he's pissed off.
Getting bodied. Yeah.
Like Jefferson against Slay looked like he wanted to kill him after the game. Like, I can't imagine just going to battle with someone play after play. Those
just
corners
losing.
Just shadow you. It's like. That just
sounds never get open.
Yeah, and you're like, why am I even out here? And I heard something, I don't remember what I was listening to, but it's like Mike Evans knows it doesn't matter if he gets ejected, he's not doing anything anyway. Like, who cares?
Right. Yeah.
It just kind of made me it was crazy. One game makes sense for sure since they had their last issue.
I did think that was a pretty fair suspension overall. I think one game. I think he appealed it and it got denied, right?
I would assume, yeah.
Or something like that. I think I read that today.
I didn't see about the appeal, but yeah, I'm not surprised that it would get denied.
So, I mean, I kind of get it overall. But it was kind of cool to see. Obviously, we all are hockey fans. I know for a fact we're all Red Wings fans here. Got the Red Wings sign behind me here. But I love it when I see like a little bit of brawl or just like life or people standing up for their players, I like that kind of thing, a QB slides and a linebacker or safety comes in, hits them maybe a little bit late or something like that. Guys get up, shove them. I kind of like that, like I kind of think about it like, Ben, if you're our QB and you're sliding, for sure I'd stand up for you and be like, yo, what the fuck, man? You know?
Bro, yeah. 100%.
I dig that shit.
It reminds me of like when the goalie's there and then like the skates, like they ice him, like they shoot the ice at him and then they like,
everyone just fucking
the defensive
gets
players and
off.
everyone just comes and pushes the guy that like threw the ice in the goalie's face.
They're like, what the fuck, man? Yeah, I love that, dude. I love that. But so I think that kind of covers it. That gives a pretty good breakdown of week 2 and kind of the week 3 matchups. Anybody have any final closing kind of thoughts? Anything you guys want to chime in on? No?
I think we're good.
Good.
Yeah.
I do think we covered
Texans.
it all.
Go
Texans. I think we have a couple
Texans,
good...
go Lions, go Cowboys.
Go Lions.
That
covers it all.
I was talking about our bets.
Right.
And jerk off.
Yo, shout out Jared Goff. Anyways, I appreciate everybody hanging out for episode 2, quick Slants Football Show, week 3 recap, week 2 recap, week 3 preview. I appreciate everybody hanging out. We will be live again next Tuesday 10 p.m. for the next week's games. Like I said, we might stream some Madden, so be on the lookout for that. That might be kind of cool. So, yeah, we'll see you guys soon. Bye.
Is it over? Is it over yet?
I think so.